Hey everyone, this is Dr. Baffa, and today we watch training hall footage from the 2021 World Championships featuring everyone's favorite 5-time world champion and Olympic champion, Kuo Hsing-Chun. This is Kuo's first training session at the 2021 World Championships in Uzbekistan. She just arrived, and this is the session where you get the rust knocked off and get loose, get ready for the competition. At this competition, lifting as a 59, she won her 5th World Championship. There's her coach, Coach Lin, with a little patch that says his name and "Do my best." You certainly do, Coach. Again, at these Worlds, Kuo, silver in the snatch, went 97, 100, then missed 102. Gold in the clean and jerk, 125, 128, 130, 3 for 3, and then a 230 total, gold overall. She currently holds the world's records in snatch and clean and jerk. There's teammate Lin Cheng-Jing in the 45 kilo category. She went 74 and 90 for a 164 total, 4th across the board. Nicely done. Back to Kuo now. As I mentioned earlier, 5-time world champion and now Olympic champion after the Tokyo Olympics. Here she is doing her usual warm-up routine with the bar, getting loose, and now doing some muscle snatches into power snatches eventually. Kuo is an example of an athlete who is not just technically very consistent and very routine in her technique, but very routine in her overall routine and approach to the bar and approach to training. We've had the chance to watch her on a number of occasions. Right now, look at this and how similar the pull and extension is. The legs driving through the platform, big finish. The only difference is where she turns over, if she turns over and drops under, and then how far she drops under. Look at how close the bar is the whole time, how straight that bar path is. The beam in the background provides like a nice vertical line or a nice vertical reference, and it's never going to really cross that. It's going to stay in line the entire time. Getting loose here, going to go to 35 kilos in just a minute here. This is a pretty typical approach for her. Right now, Lin doing 65. This is about 88% of what her best was at the World Championships there, just for reference. Back to Kuo doing 35 kilos, nice casual muscle snatch into a power snatch, and then into kind of a high carb power snatch into a squat, emulating a full snatch. Again, this is something we've seen over and over again from Kuo. When you think about an athlete's approach, one of the things we talk about is consistency in how you approach the bar, consistency in your technique. I think something that doesn't get mentioned as often is consistency in just what you're doing, especially this close to a competition. Kuo is somebody who we've seen a number of times, and every time she's doing the same routine close to a competition. She has figured out what works for her, and she sticks with that. Not a lot of variation there, because if it's not broken, why screw around with it? 65 kilos. Nice casual power snatch. And then more of a complete snatch, getting into a bottom there. Chun Won-Hui, gold medal in the clean and jerk at these Worlds with 135 kilos. 232 total for silver overall, was off gold by just 1 kilo. And that was in the 64 kilo class. Kuo getting stretched out. Kuo is somebody who is very attentive to her mobility, to stretching, to the various aspects of training in Olympic weightlifting that are outside of just lifting the barbell and being strong and being technically proficient. 75 kilos. Casual power snatch with 75 kilos. Wrist was bothering her just a little bit here. We'll see her re-wrap it in a minute. Power snatch, and then into the snatch. Let's take a look at this in slow motion. Hips come up just a little bit off the floor, but she keeps the chest up. Hips come up to get the knees back and out of the way. Look at how close the bar is, and then watch her drive the legs down into the platform. That's where she's developing all her power. Keeps pulling through the wrists, drops under, and punches overhead. We'll see almost the exact same thing in the snatch. The big difference, of course, is just the height at receiving the barbell. Again, slight rise in the hips, but otherwise hips, shoulders moving up, keeps the chest up. And then watch the legs again. Full extension there, driving down into the platform. Feet hit, drops under, punches overhead. Makes it look so casual, so effortless. even when she's giving all-out effort. Again, wraps the wrist here, and it doesn't seem to bother her for the rest of the session. 85 kilos. Very casual snatch. 85 kilos is 85% of what she ended up with. You can see knees back, shins approach near vertical. Look at the full extension at top too. Head still maintains level, maintains gaze on whatever she's focusing on, all through the pull extension and pull under. So again, 85 kilos. She ended up with 100 here. That is 85%. Did attempt 102, didn't make it, but works up to about 85-ish%. That's important to consider. That said, she has done much more. She currently holds the world record in this class, in the 59s, 110 kilo snatch, 140 kilo clean and jerk, 247 kilo total. She has all 3 current world records. Following snatch, gets ready for clean and jerk, back down to the bar, even though she's going to do much more. Athletes, you see this at top levels, all athletes, return to the barbell, get loose, different movement pattern, even if you're warm. Generally, athletes will return to the empty barbell. Getting a little work in the split going, and realizes that platform is a little bit slippery, so takes the time to do some dance moves on the platform and clean it off. Chun Po Jen, 145 here, lifted in the 96 kilo class. Unfortunately, did not make a clean and jerk. Snatched to 173, but bombed with 195 in the clean and jerk. Kuo, 35 kilos. Look at how precise that is. Straight, down and up, very casual. Tempering the amount of power she's using based on just how light it is. Again, here she clean and jerked 130 kilos, but she has done as much as 140 recently in competition. She has done more in training and in competition in the past. Lynn, 75 kilos. This is about 83% or so of what she ends up doing here on the platform. 65 kilos here for Kuo. And we'll see she goes up to a similar percentage for her top weight in this as well. And this is just her first training session. 85 kilos now for Lynn. This is over 90% of what she did on the platform. Did 90 kilos. Attempted 94 twice, unsuccessfully. But this is about 94% of what she made. So this is a pretty heavy clean and jerk for her. And overall, looks pretty solid. Lynn, very solid technically. 85 kilos, same weight for Kuo. Obviously, much lower percentage. Look at how precise that jerk is. Bar from the chest, right overhead. Punches, no question about that lockout. 95 kilos. Look at the quick turn over the elbows too. Extremely fluid lifting, extremely fluid in the clean and in the jerk. Lynn and Kuo, by the way, seem to have a nice little rapport when we visited them. Kuo helping out, sort of coaching a little bit, working her through some technical issues. 105 kilos, about 80% for Kuo right now. Watch the smooth dip. And bam, right overhead. Gonna go to 115 kilos. This is her top weight for the day. About 88% of what she did at this competition. Again, she's done much more in the past, but in this competition, did just what she needed to win gold overall, claim her 5th world championship. And let's see this in slow motion. So Kuo snatch clean looks very similar. Hips rise just a tiny bit off the floor, gets the knees out of the way, but always with the chest rising as well, keeping the chest up. Look at the legs, driving into the floor, turning over, and look at how close that bar is and how well she meets the bar. Meets the bar exactly where she needs to so it doesn't crash on her. Keeps the torso nice and upright. And look at the dip and drive too. Look at how straight and vertical the torso is. There's no shifting back of the hips, no shifting forward of the hips. Drives through the shoulders, down into the platform, through the shoulders, feet hit, and she punches overhead. In my view, absolutely textbook for the jerk right there, and for the clean. That's going to do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, thank you so much to all our Patreon supporters. If you like this and want to see more videos of Kuo and other top athletes, consider heading over to Patreon and becoming a subscriber. Thanks again, everyone. We'll see you next time.